What is thermal expansion?
Thermal expansion is the tendency of matter to change its length, area, volume, and density in response to the change in temperature, usually not including phase transitions. When a substance is heated, molecules begin to vibrate and move more, creating a more distance between themselves. There are advantages and disadvantages in thermal expansions. We should consider the thermal expansion and should keep provision for expansion when the constructions are done using metals and the materials which have a higher thermal expansion coefficient. Factors affecting the thermal expansion of an object.
Thermal expansion coefficient of the object. Temperature change of the object. Original dimensions of the object. Thermal expansion coefficient.
The coefficient of thermal expansion describes how the size of an object changes with a change in temperature. Specifically, it measures the fractional change in size per degree change in temperature at a constant pressure. The coefficient of thermal expansion is different from material to material.
There are three types of thermal expansion: linear expansion, area expansion, volume expansion. Linear expansion.
When the length of an object is changed due to a temperature rise in that object, it is called linear expansion.
Area expansion.
When the area of an object is changed due to a temperature rise in that object, it is called area expansion.
Area thermal expansion coefficient is twice as linear thermal expansion coefficient. Volume expansion.
When the volume of an object is changed due to a temperature rise in that object, it is called volume expansion.
Volume thermal expansion coefficient is 3 times the linear thermal expansion coefficient. The volumetric thermal expansion coefficient is the most basic thermal expansion coefficient, and the most relevant for fluids. Solids expand when heated and contract when cooled.
During expansion, the volume increases, density decreases, but mass remains the same.
A solid can be subjected to all 3 kinds of thermal expansion.
But a gas or liquid can only be subjected to volumetric thermal expansion. Gases have the highest rate of expansion because their particles are very far apart and are held by very weak forces.
When heated, they gain more energy and move farther apart, occupying more space. Uses of thermal expansion.
Thermometers use the expansion of a liquid such as mercury or alcohol to measure the temperature using a calibrated scale.
A bimetallic strip has 2 different metal strips glued together.
When heated, one of these strips expands more rather than other strip, causing the strip curve. This movement can act as an electrical switch by connecting a circuit. This application can be seen in electric irons and thermostats. When removing a shaft from a bore or a bearing, it can be easily done by heating the bore or bearing.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel for more videos.